the octagon, from the gridiron to the baseball diamond, from the pitch to the ice, it's all here. You have tuned in to Mount Sterling, most downloaded podcast that drops on Saturdays at 3 a.m. This is not your average podcast. This is From Corner to Corner. And now, here are your hosts, Sean Big Papa Kiper, Wes Breadman Crouch, Adam Big Country Muncy, and Neil Mullet Man Payne.
Hey everybody, welcome into the From Corner to Corner podcast, episode 313, Dear Santa edition. The classic episode that we started back at the beginning. This is our fourth rendition of Dear Santa.
This is probably the only thing that has stuck around since the beginning.
Yeah.
As far as like,
and the cornies. But the cornies is modified
right
since then, because last year we went from doing the cornies as like national sports to local sports.
Local.
Technically, Missing the Mark is still around. It's still on the show notes. There's never anything
Never
on
a Missing the Mark.
but it's still on
It's
the
still
show
there.
notes.
You know, and that was such a great segment. It
Yeah.
really was. We need to get back into that. It's a really good segment. It doesn't have to, we don't all have to have a Missing the Mark like Neil and I used to do back in the day. But, you know, that segment was named after you, Adam. You know that, right?
It should have been.
Because we always teased you about being an AEW Mark.
Yes.
Is Adam's first name Mark?
Well,
No, he was an AEW wrestling Mark, which is the code word for, you know, someone that is like a homer, you know, but they call him a Mark. You know, like they believe everything they read when it comes to that particular wrestling stuff.
So, like me, according to Collier, I'm a homer.
Yeah, you're a homer. You're a Menifee Mark.
Hey, you wasn't alone, Daron. There was somebody else he called a Menifee Mark too.
As the guy that was wearing Bath County red that night.
He was actually wearing black.
You
at
were
that
wearing
point.
black that night.
I was wearing.
He had his red pullover.
I had this red pullover until
But he had black on.
the
Right?
heat got to the ungodly temperature that we
As
were
soon
about
as
to
we
melt.
walked in the door, it was like 9,000 degrees.
Yeah, I was teasing John Cornette. I was like, "Dude, what are you trying to do? Melt aluminum cans in here?" And he said, the week before it was freezing in there.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, so we're doing our little throwback. It's just the three of us. Hope Shelly gets to feeling better. Wes is taking care of his ill wife this evening, and so we're going to do Dear Santa. And you know, before we get started, hope everybody has a great Christmas. We're still going to drop some episodes throughout the holiday seasons. We're going to do a little throwback, and we're going to do some Rushmores over the next couple of episodes. They're brand new Rushmores. It is not throwback episodes. So brand new shows through the end of the year. Be sure to still tune in every Thursday and every Saturday, and then we'll be back after the first of the year.
Do we have the spinny wheel?
I can get the spinning wheel by the time we record that show. Oh, God.
You cannot do a Mount Rushmore, especially when you know you're doing multiple episodes of it without the spinny wheel.
Okay, well, I'll download it right now.
And it has to be the original, the ta-da!
With that little extra click at the end.
Yeah, with the long last click, and then ta-da!
Well, I hope I can find the same one, because that was never me. I never had the spinning wheel. Neil's the one that had the spinning wheel.
If you can't, you're fired.
All right. Here's one that I've previously downloaded before, so maybe it's that. So, all right.
So.
Who wants to start? Adam or Daron? You've never done a Dear Santa before. You want to start?
I've never done a Dear Santa before, so probably shouldn't start.
Yeah? Okay. What about you, Adam?
I mean, I can always start.
All right.
I don't care to start. First of all, let me say, Dear Santa, thank you for bringing goodness down chimneys across the world. That's not my dear Santa. I'm just thanking him. Hope you stay safe out there. Hope Mrs. Claus packs you some nice hot chocolate for the ride across the world. Be careful. You know, back in 2003, the Central Park Rangers almost got you. Luckily, the engine fell off right where Buddy the Elf was. Funny coincidence. I wouldn't have thought that would ever happen, but it did. So stay away from those guys. And Santa, really, you've already gave me a present. You fired Neil Brown. Neil Brown is no longer the coach of the West Virginia Mountaineers, and that is why I can now proudly wear West Virginia gear again. Rich Rod is back home, and that's one of the only presents you can give me. Thank you, Santa.
That's a good one.
That was a long time to get your Dear Santa from last year. Am I correct in that?
My Dear Santa last year was reverse psychology. I said, I forgive Neil Brown. I did not forgive Neil Brown. But I was like,
he hated him all along.
So in a roundabout way, you got your Dear Santa just in time for Santa to come back around again.
Yep. Jolly man in a red suit delivers every time.
That's funny.
That's it.
Found it.
That's the one.
All right, so that's it. We're ready to go for that now. All right, so, Dear Santa, you have taken away Matt Eberflus as the Chicago Bears head coach.
Oh, so we're going with this theme. Okay.
Little did I know that the Bears could possibly get worse with him leaving. So, Santa, I'm giving you a little bit of ultimatum. Like little Johnny that said that he didn't believe in you anymore because you didn't bring him all of the gifts that he wanted. I'm giving you an ultimatum. Santa, I either want Mike Vrabel as my head coach of the Chicago Bears.
You're not going to get that.
Or I'm not going to be a Bears fan ever again.
You don't mean that.
And I 1,000% mean that. Because it's going to take
fake news
stability at the head coaching position in order to do it. And I don't have a lot of faith in Mike Vrabel coming to the Bears, but I hope that he does. I might be okay with... No, I wouldn't be. It's Mike Vrabel. I don't know anybody else that could do it. So, Santa, I hate to put you on the line here, but that's what I'm going to need.
Well, I mean, typically we talk sports. Have you seen the report today?
No.
Mike Vrabel wants to go to the Patriots, and they're interested.
I had a feeling. I have heard... I guess Gerard Mayo did something in the press conference the other day that basically put a knife in his back.
Gerard Mayo's done something in a press conference all year, and then on Monday he walks back his statement, and we move forward.
Yeah. Well, I think the Patriots know this is
well.
their one opportunity to get Mike Vrabel.
Yeah.
So, why they didn't hire him last year, I don't know.
Because they already had Mayo as a head coach in waiting in the contract.
Yeah, that's one of those things that we've talked about on the show about that in waiting deal, right? Doesn't work out very well. So, go ahead, Daron.
Dear Santa, it's been a rough year, 2024. I need my draft picks in the upcoming rookie expansion draft to actually play a down before the playoffs start.
Hey, at least you didn't trade Puka Nacua for the number 9 pick who hasn't touched the field yet.
Well, and you and I
Chris
are
Olave,
playing.
don't forget.
Well, Chris Olave is exactly what I thought he was.
You and I are playing for last place this week. I can't even win the daggone toilet bowl. I will be the only person to finish this season with single-digit wins in fantasy football. I think this may be my worst season of fantasy football in the close to 10 years I've been playing fantasy football. And it all comes down to every prospect I drafted last year has not played a single down until Spencer Rattler played this last week and put up like 2 points.
Got to blame the scouting department.
I actually told him the other night, I was like, will you please let me help you with your draft picks this year?
And you've made this comment before, I'm normally a good drafter.
Yeah, just not when it comes to prospects.
Just not when it comes to rookies, apparently.
That daggone Will Levis. Wan'Dale Robinson has flashes, but Will Levis got benched for Kyle Rudolph.
Or Mason.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
But that's 2. I had 8 picks in the draft last year.
Well, I mean, my taxi squad wasn't looking good till I started making trades, and now it looks real good.
Well, when I would have to trade my entire taxi squad to get somebody off of Sean's team, I would have to give him my entire taxi squad to get somebody off his taxi squad. I'm not going to get a starter for everybody on my taxi squad.
I don't have room for all your people on the taxi squad.
No, but that's what I'm saying. That's how much I would have to give to get something off either yours or
Daron
Spencer's.
is definitely in the rebuild mode with the 2 expansion teams coming in. That's for sure.
So
they may. I mean, but
I may be the biggest fan of the expansion of the league because that means I'm going to get to unload and rebuild.
You actually have some very good pieces in your starting lineup. They just never put it together every week, and it don't help.
They don't put it together on the same week.
It don't help when Jonathan Taylor drops a touchdown at the 1-inch line and fumbles it into the end zone.
Yes.
So, but anyways, that was a good one. That was a good one. Adam, number 2.
Oh, I'm back to me. Dear Santa, this is going to be really good because of what his first one was. This was planned before I even knew that was going to be your first one. So, dear Santa, this year, I want Sean to pick a team and stick with them all year for the rest of his life. I don't
That
want
is
him
not
to
gonna
jump
happen.
from Nebraska to Florida to Kentucky to Chicago to Miami, who won the wheel 2 years ago. I want him to pick one team and stay with them. Santa, can you deliver that present for me?
Not happening. You ain't got a chance in Hades of getting that one.
Not one chance. But
only one team out of the NFL, and all, or are you saying like only one college team, one NFL team?
Yeah.
My baseball team is the Braves. They're always the Braves.
You've stuck with them.
Since I was a kid.
Yeah, I'll give you the Braves.
Yeah.
But nobody pays attention to baseball, so.
Well, I mean, I do, but
I don't think either's going to happen, but I have a feeling that Sean has a better chance of getting his first Dear Santa before you do your second one.
Well, I can tell you this. If I had to just pick one college team to root for, it'd probably be Florida. They're just so deep in my soul. The Nebraska thing came about because of this podcast.
And like, I'm not even talking about, like, you can do the football, I root for Florida, basketball, I root for UK. I'll allow that because it's 2 different sports.
Yeah.
Just stick with one.
In each sport.
In each sport.
Man, I'll be honest with you. It will be real. I would have to change teams in the NFL. I have lost so much faith with the Bears.
Man's been a Bears fan for
So let's
40 years.
Let's put some stakes on this.
Omaha State.
If he is, if they give us some money, I would.
Wagyu.
If he can pull that off, would you do the same?
I stick with one team.
Do you?
I do.
Because there's one on your shirt and there's one on the table.
They're always number 2.
Okay.
2025, when they come to Morgantown, make no mistake about it, I'll be rooting for the Mountaineers.
I'll give him that.
Okay.
I bought that helmet because I thought it would fit good with the mold because he was so into, it basically the same thing with me buying the Nebraska one over there. And Neil doesn't have a college football team to root for, so that's why he's got that one.
Yep.
And then you killed two birds with one stone by getting the UK one because it's
you and Wes. I should get a Tennessee one.
Wes is
I
also.
should get a Tennessee one and bring it and put it up here for him.
I will burn that thing to the ground.
You really should.
I've got a Florida Gators one at the house. And a Bears one. And an autographed Drew Brees Chargers one. Still in the package.
Did you see, Adam?
I got it in a trade.
The pulls from this past weekend on the helmets.
I did. Those were
Wind
nice.
City had.
I saw both. You picked the wrong box when we were there. You should have picked the mini helmet box.
Those were full-size helmets.
Were they?
Yeah.
No, they were that size.
I think they were that size.
Were they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that
Mini
thing
helmets.
looked huge in front of that kid.
Well, he's a
That's
kid.
because he was like 4.
Yeah, he's a kid.
I thought those were full-size helmets.
No. That full-size helmet wouldn't fit in front of the camera. You all have been blocked.
Yeah.
You should have picked that.
No, I knew I had a mini sitting in front of us, but I thought what they pulled was the full-size ones.
They were the set that was sitting in front of you. They were out of that same.
Well, that's pretty cool.
You should have picked that instead of the box you picked.
The box of cards?
Yeah. You should have picked the
that
helmet
box
box.
of cards was awful.
You should have picked the helmet box.
Yeah, I just don't have any place to put that. So, anyways, dear Santa,
I mean,
give me the strength to accept the challenge that Daron and Adam has laid down in front of me, because I'm going to try to do it.
I thought you were going to do the serenity prayer there for a
By
second.
the time we come back out of the new year, I will have my list of teams prepared that I will root for in 2025
and beyond
and beyond.
for the rest of your life.
For the rest of my life. All right, Darren.
This one's kind of weak, but I'm gonna follow suit. Dear Santa, will you please give me the strength to lay the smackdown in the college basketball pick'em like I did in the college football?
You absolutely dominated college football. How's our bowl picks going?
Everybody's 2-0.
Well, West Virginia got beat last night, so I'm 2-1 now.
Well, I don't know.
I think that would
They
make.
played Memphis.
I don't know who I picked in that game.
I'm
didn't
pretty
realize there was a
sure
game
that
last
makes
week.
me 2-1 too, because I'm almost positive I picked West Virginia.
Yeah, I picked West Virginia. I knew better.
3-0. Wes is 3-0. Darren's 3-0. You're 2-1.
Yeah, makes
I
sense.
took Memphis.
Good
apparently.
job. Good job there. I mean, that's a smart pick. The only reason I took West Virginia is homerism.
Yeah, and Neil never did. I sent him the link. So
I could have
whatever.
swore I took. West
Neil's going to
Virginia.
finish last. That's guaranteed because ain't no way in heck. I've already passed him. So, all right, Adam, your last one.
Dear Santa, our friend Neil last year made the best Dear Santa that was ever possible.
Can never be topped.
It was one that he asked for. He said, if we're going to do it, by golly, let's do it and let's go all out. And it was pure entertainment, the presidential election. The whole time. We had a candidate get shot, a candidate drop out, a candidate have 34 charges, not convicted.
Yeah.
I mean, it was pure entertainment.
It was, and sad at the same point. I mean, it was sad that's where we're at as a society for our presidential candidates.
So now, to kind of give part B of Neil's part 1 last year, I want these next 4 years to just be pure chaos. I want, because we haven't had a president like Trump before. We're probably not going to have a president like Trump again. And he doesn't have to worry about being popular and getting reelected. The filter is off. He's smoking cigs with no filter. And I am here for it for the next 4 years.
And there ain't no way in hell that they are going to get him impeached this time because they don't have control of the House or the Senate.
They got him impeached last time. Didn't matter.
Right. Yeah.
Didn't matter. I hope for the next 4 years. I want JFK files open. I want Martin Luther King files open. I want aliens. I want to know if they're real. Just tell me if they're real, if they're out there. I don't care either way. I just want to know. Trump's going to tell us that. He's going to open 9/11 files. I can't wait for
the
all
Diddy
this.
list, the Epstein list.
The Diddlers, the Epsteins, everything's coming out in the open.
And he's finally going to come out and say we didn't land on the moon.
Well,
We landed on a backlot in L.A.
we landed somewhere in the desert.
You'd be surprised. There are a lot of people that believe that we landed on the moon. It just doesn't. But
Doesn't make sense.
all you have to do is ask them 2 questions. How in the hell did the president make a phone call from the Earth to the moon?
Yep.
And
But I can't get phone service in Jeffersonville.
right, if
And technology's a lot better now.
if the first steps off of the moon were those of Neil Armstrong, how did the flag wind up 20 feet behind him?
It's a fair point.
I got you one better. How did they video him walking down the steps?
Well,
Somebody was on the
I think
moon.
that was an arm, a camera. You could say that being a camera arm.
In the 60s, though, we had that type of technology to have a camera arm.
I'm just
You
saying.
realize and I understand it's weightless in space. But in the 60s, a camera weighed about 80 pounds.
It's true.
That would have to be a 12-inch I-beam to hold.
Which is going to weigh you down, which is not going to let you get in space.
That's going to tip over.
That's a fair point.
That's a really good thought there. Even more proof. I'm going to use that the next time someone says, "Yeah, but what about?" And I'm like, "Okay, well, how did they get the shot?" And if they say something about the arm, it's like, "Well, you got to think cameras weighed probably 80 pounds back then."
And then take a 12-inch I-beam to get them.
100%. And like I said,
In all honesty, the aliens were there, the ones taking the cameras, and they were the first ones there.
they might have been. There's a lot of drones flying over New Jersey right now. Getting a little sketchy.
Oh my goodness. Oh Lord. Oh, dear Santa. It was chaos. And I just hope as a nation, even if it is chaos.
I don't care about the nation. I care about my personal beliefs right now. I don't care about the nation.
I get that. I get that. But, dear Santa, can we please get the NCAA buttholes out of the way and make this thing what it is meant to be? Get all the nonsense out of the way. It's a business. Treat it like a business. If you're going to give these kids contracts and money, then it's a professional sport. Just treat it as the way it is. I don't know that I like this 12-team playoff. I don't think it'll last very long because what's going to happen is
do you not like the 12-team playoff, or do you not like the format?
I don't like the format.
I don't like the format. I like the 12-team playoff. I don't like 4 conference champs getting automatic first-round buys.
I don't either.
Top 4 teams should get the buys.
Right, because it's, in the grand scheme of things, Oregon got screwed with their draw.
They got the toughest draw by far.
They've been the best team in the country all year, and they get the toughest team in the semifinals, quarterfinals. Yeah,
Quarterfinals.
Yeah, if they, they're going to get Tennessee or Ohio State, one or the other.
And that's a tough matchup.
Well, I
anyway.
mean,
And
look
you got
back to
Penn State gets SMU, and then on to
Boise. Yeah,
Not saying either one of those teams can't beat Penn State. Highly unlikely.
they're dog water.
Highly unlikely.
Look at the 1 week that we had Colorado getting the first round bye. That week they got the 4 seed, and we had them ranked 14th or 13th or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Boise's not the third. They would not be
Right.
I
They
mean,
were what,
they would be number 12 because they never got into the top 10, did they?
Yeah, I think they were number 9
Were they?
because Clemson, who got the 12, was ranked like number 16
Gotcha.
in the final one.
Gotcha. Anyways, Santa, just fix it the way it's supposed to be fixed. We know what it is. It's a business. Let's treat it like that. Let's go to work.
That's a good one. And it's probably going to happen because April 8th, 2025, they're going to court.
There you go. Daron, wrap us up.
Mine's going to be podcast related.
Okay. I like
Dear
podcast
Santa.
related.
See, now, I've done that a couple times, and it's panned out for us.
Dear Santa, since we started the studio 14 months ago, 15 months ago.
Has it really been that long?
Yeah.
October 23.
Dang.
So 15 months ago, this podcast has, and not saying the five of us we don't agree on nothing,
Not one
but
thing,
that's a good thing.
except for what day we're recording. That's really about
Do
it.
we though? Because there's only 3 of the 5 of us here tonight.
Fair point.
But this podcast has grown about 5-fold since we moved into the studio. That's the cleaning guy.
Thought the aliens were coming. I thought Santa was already answering.
I'm going to put out a stretch prediction. We're close to 2,500 now. Dear Santa, by the time we record this show next year, I want to see 4,000.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I thought he was going to say 5.
I thought 5 too. I thought we was going to double.
5, that's
That's
push.
double. I mean, we went from in October of 23. When did Wes and I call it was last year. October of 23 when Wes and I called the first game, the middle school football game. We had 462 followers. And if you recall, by the end of the year, we put out a challenge to get to 1,000 by New Year's Eve.
Yep.
And we did
And
make
we
it.
hit it on New Year's Eve.
Yep, we hit it that day.
While as we were walking out of the church.
Yeah, we were like refreshing it, and then we went from 1,000 to we're right on the cusp of 2,500. So that's 1,500 this year. So
1,500 next year is feasible.
yeah,
That gives us 4.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
But I'm thinking if we could
All
bump
right.
that up just
I
a
will
little bit.
I will revise. Dear Santa, by the time we record the Dear Santa show in 2025, I want to see 5K
There you go.
on the board.
And that's assuming the aliens
We
don't
need
take us.
we need a goal on
And
the
I
board
will
there.
not only make that my Dear Santa, I will put that on the vision board.
By Dear Santa 2025, we want 5,000 followers. So if you are listening to this and you do not follow us on Facebook, shame on you, first of all.
Literally takes 5 seconds. Just hit the button.
Help Santa do his job and get us to 5,000.
If you're listening to this and you haven't done it, all you have to do is go to our page and hit that subscribe button.
That's the way you do it.
And enter your credit card information.
And it will automatically subscribe you to our page. So
You'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone. You will be healthier because you'll be 1 less Polar Pop a month. That you're
we will help
consuming.
lighten the load of your wallet of 99 cents a month.
But in all seriousness, following is free.
Yes, following is free. So definitely do that. Share us out to your friends. We love you guys. Have a happy Christmas or a Merry Christmas, a great New Year. We'll catch you next time.
Don't sweat the petty things. Don't pet the sweaty things.
The Moco Four Horsemen would like to thank you for listening to From Corner to Corner. Be sure to go out and follow us on Twitter, on TikTok, on Facebook, Instagram, and even YouTube. Whatever podcast platform that you listen to us on, be sure to go out and give us a 5-star review.
Thanks as always, and we look forward to seeing you next week.